vision that I would love to share. I feel inspired to share all of this and have for a long time, but I haven't really known how to speak about it. And I'll just call this synchronicity in sound. I was sitting in the room, and I was tuning into all these chaotic sounds of the city, these sirens, these fire trucks and ambulances and police cars and planes flying over, and it was driving me mad. And amongst this, I realized I needed to center myself again. I needed to meditate. I needed to pray. And so I got up and straightened my back and took a deep breath and closed my eyes and released it all up to career. And in this moment, I felt inspired, and I took my face right off and I set it aside. My ego, I just set all that beside me. And then I just listened and opened myself up to the love and light of Creator, and was asking for guidance and help. Why am I here? Where am I supposed to go now? Why am I experiencing this suffering? And so I found myself looking into the fog of behind the eyes, this void, this ether. And among it, I found myself standing on this sailing ship, floating up and down in this big ocean, infinite ocean. And I again took my moccasins off in this dream. I set them aside, and I stood up on the edge of the ship, and I looked down into this infinite ocean, and I knew what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to cease the separation between me, this concept of me, and that which I was looking at, and become one with these waves. And as this thought dawned upon me, I dove in to the waters, and the ship also sunk behind me, and we went deep into the waters. And then the most profound thing up to that point in my life had happened. This vortex in this ocean came into my awareness, and from this vortex, this massive tree began to form from the waters. And it was all made of like stained glass, beautiful, exuberant, bright light. All these colors that you can't even imagine unless you experience a vision. You know, it's beyond the red, green, and blue. It's spirit. It's amazing. And this tree grew out of it, and I found my consciousness moving up through the tree. And it was like this tunnel of light, like when I was born. And as I was ascending up through it, I felt myself farther and farther away from self. I was ascending through these various layers of the universe as I ascended up. And I could feel these things changing my mind and my perception. And as I reached the tip of the tree, these branches, beyond the branches, I could see the whole observable universe. And in the center was a central sun, and all these things spiraled around it, and all these galaxies and stars. And I went up through the sun, and that was the end. I just felt this super powerful feeling, almost this fear. And as I felt this, I came back, it sucked me all the way back down through it and right back into my heart. And it filled me with the most powerful light I have ever felt to that point in my life. And it shook my whole body with this resonance of sound. And I remember my audio turning back on, coming back, and I began to become aware of my outside world again. And those sirens were still there. Everything that I was hearing before was still there. But I could hear beyond the chaos of that noise and hear frequencies higher than the noise. And it was almost like angelic music. The way that it changed me. It changed and shifted my blind. It removed that blind. It showed me everything and nothing in that moment. And I remember shedding a tear. It really was a powerful moment. And I lifted my arms up to prayer and was saying, thank you so much for showing me that. And that's when it all really clicked, you know. I remember then I knew how powerful prayer really was, and no science, nothing could deter what the Creator had taught me in that moment. So, the last thing I want to do in this video and express is the illusion of fear and shadow, and how those things really aren't the opposite of light. There really is no polarity. There's love and fear on the spectrum. But light is the substance. Shadow is the absence of light. Fear and love is the substance. It is the wisdom. It is the light. It is the everything. But shadow, we give this light to shadow through fear. And then it becomes something. We see something amidst those shadows. Our fears manifest in them and give us experiences to help us guide us to the light. And it expresses to us the meaning of fear and why it's there. So in my experiences, the fear has shown me that they do manifest. These demons, these everything, they manifest, but we give them the light through the fear. The fear is giving our power away, as love is the ascension to wisdom and shows us the truth, that which is love. Love is the only truth there is. So when we experience the dragons and the demons of our lives, the fear, the shadow, remember the synchronicity of sound, the snake in the footpath, and the shifting of the blind, and how a simple prayer, a simple opening up to the light and the letting go of doubt, how that could shift our lives so dramatically. I hope that I've expressed this well. I've prayed for a long time that I might express this in the best way that I possibly can. And I hope, friends, that it has spoken something to you, and that maybe you've experienced something already similar, or that you might very soon experience something very similar in your own life. Aho. And it is so. Have a lovely day, everybody.